Nobody knows best.
Also in theaters on September 1st is this Hilary Swank film called The Good Mother. She plays, is she a good mother? Well, you're going to get to see by the end of this film. The Good Mother centers on a journalist played by Hilary Swank, and she gets the horrible, tragic news that her youngest son has been murdered during the dead of night, and she is out to find who killed her son. The problem is, even though she is a journalist and she knows how to report and get the facts and investigate, she's also an alcoholic. She's also not getting along with the people in the newspaper, her colleagues. So she's a little bit of an outlier, outsider within her work. She's an alcoholic. Good news is her son, played by Jack Reynor, her eldest son, is a police officer. So with the help of her son, she might find out what happened to her youngest son. Now, Jack Reynor, we love Jack Reynor. He's a very good actor. He plays the eldest son. I don't know who the youngest son was. You really don't know because you don't get to see his face in the movie. But also starring in this film is Olivia Cooke from Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. She's great in this. I think she's also in House of Dragons on HBO Max or on the Max. And she plays the girlfriend of the late son. And like the son, it's not a spoiler, the son was addicted to drugs and he was trying to get off of it. And I think he was maybe drug free for a while. And she's also was once drug addicted too. And she's trying to get on the mend as well. She has a fractured relationship with Hilary Swank's character, but eventually both of them join up and team up to find out what happened to her son. And that is a premise of The Good Mother. Let's start with you, Eric Holmes. Your thoughts on this film. Did it work for you?
As a thriller, yes. When it starts delving into this is the problem with drug addiction, I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I get the sense that the writer or the director, all they know about drug addiction is what they've seen in movies, because it just kind of repeats that. And there's scenes where they try to lean in and make it like a really dramatic or like be really pointed about drug addiction. And none of it comes off as legitimate. It just comes off as movie tropes when they do it in here. That aside, as a thriller, it's pretty decent. I kind of feel about this what Bruce felt about Nandor. Like, it's just kind of like that. There's bits of it I like, but it just wasn't the parts that bugged me a lot. The parts that I liked was a little too little too late. The acting notwithstanding, like, Jack Raynor's good, Hilary Swank, like all the acting, all that stuff. Actually the movie was kind of dark, not in tone, but just in, visually dark. And yeah, it was could have watched To Catch a Killer again, but I had to watch this instead.
Bruce, do you agree with Eric's assessment of the Good Mother?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with him too. I like all the performers. I like that it has a much more serious approach than I thought it was going to have. I thought this might be a little more like a little more campy or over the top, and it wasn't. It was trying to play it pretty straight. I think where it fails for me is as a mystery. At its heart, it's a mystery. Like so it's kind of doing two things, right? It's trying to be this drama kind of between mother and daughter, de facto daughter-in-law, right? She's not, but she's kind of de facto daughter-in-law, and kind of how they have to come to work together, even though they don't really like each other at the beginning, to solve this mystery. I kind of like that the relationship stuff between the two of them was kind of interesting to watch them kind of interact, and they're great actors, both of them. So that part was great. But the mystery itself, I thought was kind of obvious. Like, I definitely knew who was doing bad things pretty early, and it turned out to be true. And then we're not going to talk about it, but the way it turns at the end, I thought, I absolutely do not understand the ending of this movie. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense to me why certain characters do certain things at the end of this movie. I think it's boneheaded, or if it's on purpose, I don't know what that's trying to tell us about the people in the movie. It doesn't make any sense who we're supposed to side with. So that alone knocked it down for me quite a bit. So for me, it's just kind of a interesting parts that don't add up.
Yeah, the ending for me, I thought it has two alternate endings without giving too much away, but it remains a little bit ambiguous regarding what's going to happen next. I think the director, Miles Joris Perfit, I believe, is just trying to engage us as viewers to figure out what's going to happen next. And I did not like that ending whatsoever. I could understand it, but that ending knocked this movie down for me as well. But I think I ended up liking it a little bit more than Bruce and Eric. Final thoughts from The Good Mother regarding, before we get to ratings, guys? Bruce, Eric, you guys?
I just looked up Olivia Cooke. I did not know from Sound of Metal.
Yeah,
And
Sound of Metal.
she was the
girlfriend.
junkie's girlfriend.
Yeah,
I had no idea that was the same person.
yeah. She's
Holy
very
crap!
she's very good, and she was in Bates Motel.
That may have bumped it up half a star for that alone.
Star. Okay,
But overall, this is not a movie. Oddly enough, I think I liked the first half of this movie more than, or like the first 20 minutes than I like the rest of it. Because normally, like the first 20 minutes, the part you skip over, and then the rest of the movie's the movie. This is a deal where the first 20 minutes I was really getting into, and then just kind of fell off as it went along. In fact, you were talking about the ending. I don't even remember how it ends. You'd have to tell me to jog the memory, but.
Oh yeah, it's a very interesting ending. I'll definitely jog your memory on that. And The Good Mother, yeah, in theater September 1st. My rating for it is 3.5 stars. It could have been a 4 if it ended better. My gosh, what is your rating, Bruce?
I'll go 2.5. I liked some of it, but not enough to go over the recommend side.
Oh, okay. So 2.5 for Bruce Berkey, 3.5 for me. Eric Holmes.
I will go 2.5 as well. I was gonna go 2, but yeah, we already talked it, bumped up half star.
Okay, so 2.5 for both Bruce and Eric for The Good Mother. I'm giving it 3.5. I'm the only one who's actually giving it a solid recommend. But again, yeah, that ending, that's pretty much a doozy. Running it, hey, only 89 minutes, not such a bad thing.